I have pressed the start streaming button, so thank you guys so much for coming to the TechLink Daily Friday live show. Let me tease this out everywhere real quick, and we will get going because, this is live. I'm one person. I can't do it all. There we go. I should be teasing out to our social media links right now. Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, all of that fun stuff. We should be right about live. Let me refresh here and see. Yep, there we go. Probably a little bit behind there. So it says we're streaming. Our stream health is good. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, blah, blah. Everything looks okay to me. I can see comments. That would be good. So let's get started. Turn that off there. Let people be able to join in here as I get started so I'll be able to see everything. I'll be able to see your comments, people joining in. Hopefully this is live. Could be talking to myself and that'd be really, really weird. So let me cure my laziness here while I get set up with my iPad to start off with the stories. There's quite a bit of them today. Nothing too interesting, but interesting enough, of course. If you see me glancing this way, there's a monitor right here with me, so I can preview myself and how I look and stuff. So if you see me looking over there, it's me looking at the preview of the camera. All right, TechLink Daily is the show notes. We've been streaming for a minute, so let's get started right now. So, welcome guys to TechLink Daily. This is our Friday live show. Because I'm lazy, I don't want to do any editing, so we'll just do everything live to tape, all of that fun stuff. So, as I must tell you guys always that I've done in the Fridays past, this live stream is brought to you by Copy.com. Get 20 gigabytes of free cloud storage using our URL right there. Use that URL. You'll get 20 gigabytes of free cloud storage. lgic.co/copy. Use that link. It'll get you 20 gigabytes of free cloud storage instead of the normal 15 that you get without using. Yes, that is a referral link, but it's good because you guys get 5 extra gigabytes for free for using that link. So, use it right there, copy.com. I mean, it is the Dropbox killer. Seriously, you get 20 gigabytes starting off for free. You have to work up to at least 20 gigabytes through Dropbox, and sometimes you don't even get that close. So, there you go, right there. This is enough that I'll throw advertisements in your face for you. But shows like this can't be done without advertising, unfortunately. But moving on, I will be taking your questions. I will be taking your feedback. All that fun stuff. Alrighty, I guess we better get started with our first story of the day. There's so many links opened up on my iPad that I can't... Okay, it's crashed. Safari has crashed. Excuse me while I try to get this. You guys can tweet me or tweet LogicLounge at LogicLounge or at Creighton with your questions while we're doing this. They'll show up right there and I'll be able to look over at them and answer them through this live feed. So here we go. First story of the day comes from Bloomberg. DirecTV said among 3 Hulu bidders at $1 billion or more. I assume Yahoo is in there as well. I would assume they would put a high bid in there. I know... who else is going after them? Disney, probably, News Corp, Comcast, all up there with the multi-million to billion ratio. So I think there's last time I checked, about 13 companies trying to go after Hulu right now. I don't know if I want them to be sold to a big cable company. Just because, what are they going to do with it? How are they going to make it so that they can make even more money? And you know how cable companies are with all of their schemes to make even more money off of almost everybody. So you could have to have a service with them to be able to access Hulu, which that would kind of suck for everybody. One thing that I hope it doesn't have is that they have more ads. They have tons of advertisements on there. I mean, yes, you're watching TV shows, blah, 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 but I'm paying a subscription service, like I'm paying for Netflix, stuff like that, where I'm paying to get rid of the advertisements through, I guess, Netflix, stuff like that. So I don't know if I want to see Hulu being bought out, but I guess it's going to come down to one of these companies. I guess if it was my opinion, I'd want Comcast to buy them just because I've got Comcast service, so it would help me out in the long run, but I don't know. If you could comment in if you guys want to see. Alrighty, because internet is happening so slow right now, from Business Insider, Apple considers launching Ad Exchange, just like Google AdSense, stuff like that. It seems like Apple is looking at getting into the market of advertisements outside, of course, of iOS and maybe showing up on websites. You could have Apple on your website, that's right, with advertisements. It's only a rumor, though, but it's coming from pretty high up in their executive area of Apple. We have strong rumors that iAd could be expanding out to different platforms, which shouldn't be maybe that bad. I don't know. I feel if you're targeted right, advertisements I don't care about. I mean, I see advertisements all the time for like tech gadgets, web service companies, companies that I already know and that I already use, or maybe that I might want to use in the future. It's not like it's coming out of nowhere for like some I don't know, weight loss campaign or skin care campaign for women or whatever. At least online your ads are targeted, so you don't feel like you're viewing something really weird. Whereas when you're watching TV, ads can be all over the place. I mean, you can see one for weight loss and one for this gadget. I think that there's a much higher quality of advertisements on the web than you do see on the TV. But that's just me. Moving on here to The Verge with another Microsoft Windows 8 article. This one is a tablet comparing site. Microsoft launches iPad comparison site for Windows 8 tablets. I think it's called, if I can actually find the website, maybe not. Do I not have the website linked here? So basically, Microsoft recently has been launching an ad campaign against iPads to try to get people to buy Windows 8 tablets over iPads. Their first advertisement, though, didn't go over so well because they kind of lied on screen resolution and they weren't properly compared. But apparently they're continuing on, and they have this whole, if I can find it, which they don't make this site easy to do, but basically you're able to compare all of the Windows 8 tablets, see which one works better for you. I believe it's no, it's not. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to the website because I can't find it, and I don't want to waste time on a live stream to find it. So here we go, from telegraph.co.uk, all the way in the great country of the United Kingdom. Excuse me. BT dumps Yahoo email after hacking claims. So if you are in the UK, you probably know about this, but if you are in the United States, you might not know about this. There's just an internet service provider in the UK called BT. Forget what it stands for. It stands for something. And they use Yahoo for their primary email service. So if you're logging into their email, you're actually logging into Yahoo email. Well, it seems like BT has dropped them completely because of hacking claims. And really, who wants to use Yahoo as their email service? I mean, I have every email under the sun at one point or another. I had, Outlook, I had Hotmail, Live, Outlook Now. Did I say Outlook? I said Outlook. Yahoo, Gmail, what was it, like email.com, web.com, something. It was super simple like that. But I found that I got a lot of spam on my Yahoo email account, even though I never used it. Like I would sign up for the service, but I would never use the email whatsoever, and my inbox would be just full of spam. I bet you if I went to my email inbox right now, I'd have 50,000 emails of spam, which Yahoo has also had a very bad problem of not marking emails as spam if they're from the future. Yahoo has that thing. It's like they don't really filter your emails at all, which I want to have. I don't want to have to go through and filter my own emails. Like, I got emails from like 2014, 2016, and I'm like, are you kidding me? It's not even 2010 yet. So, there you go. BT has dumped Yahoo, but they've also gained Tumblr, so I guess they're and eh. Tumblr was a different thing. They didn't gain Tumblr as an email. They just gained Tumblr as they bought the company. You know what I mean, right? Hopefully you do. All right, another Windows 8 article. Surface RT buyers in the U.S. now get a free cover from CNET. It seems like all stuff like this happens now. It's like a company comes out with a product that people say aren't very good. Then the company turns around a couple months later and gives them something free to make up for it. Like last year, Google at Google I/O, not this last one, but the one before it, last summer, they had pre-orders for the Nexus, was it Q? The Nexus Q, which was this little orb thing that was controlled with an Android phone that was supposed to like control your entertainment system or whatever. Well, people really didn't start buying it. People started saying that they didn't like it very well. And what did they do? Well, people who pre-ordered it got it free because it sucked. So, if you have a Surface RT tablet, you can get a touch cover or a type cover for free. They're normally $119 and $129, but now they're, I think, a couple cents, but with a coupon. Oh, no, sorry. They're now free. Sorry, they're down from their original price. So, if you own a Surface RT, go get your free tablet. How are we doing on time? So I know what I'm doing. All right, 10 minutes. Cool. Alrighty. I feel like I'm going really fast over these articles. You want me to slow down, add some comments, all that fun stuff? I will definitely take a look at them periodically. Now, let's move on to Hulu. We already talked about Hulu. Let's talk about Hulu again. Hulu Plus upgrades its living room experience with a new look, search, controls, and added kids section. So there you go. They're moving out of just the browser to now your living room, where Netflix has done that for a while now. I mean, they have applications on every platform under the sun except for BlackBerry. That we covered in an article a couple days ago. I was at one point a Hulu Plus subscriber because I got the TV shows that I really like a day after, and then Fox decided, well, we're going to release shows a month after, even if you're a Hulu Plus subscriber. So I dropped the service because of that. And I now primarily use Netflix, not for new shows, but for shows that I like and that I'm rewatching. Like for right now, I'm watching not Arrested Development. Excuse me. I'm watching The Office. I think I'm on season 8, and I'm trying to get through everything. And then I will move over to Arrested Development. I haven't seen too much of Arrested Development, so I'm going to move on from season 1 of Arrested Development all the way up to season 4. Of Arrested Development. So Hulu is expanding all this stuff to make it more couch friendly, so you can sit back and watch and say, hey, it's great. And then they also have an improved kids section. Netflix did something like this a couple months ago where they brought out and in more kids content. Like I think they just acquired a huge chunk of Cartoon Network, or Cartoon Network's library. I know they have stuff like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Kids Next Door, some of the cartoons that I grew up on, like Ed and Ed and Eddie. Ed and Eddie. Do, 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 do. Whatever that song goes. Closed out of my app. Okay. Moving on now to CNET article. This one, I don't know why. Stupid. Governmental control. Stuff like that. From CNET. Judge orders... Sorry. Holding in my throat. Judge orders Google to comply with FBI secret NSL demands. A federal judge tells the company to comply with FBI's warrantless national security letter request for user details despite ongoing concerns about their constitutionality. So, as I reattach my iPad, there we go. What is the big concern right now with privacy is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They have been accused of going above and beyond their powers and obtaining warrantless information from huge companies like Google to get user information saying it's of national security or whatever. And a lot of these companies are fighting back. One of the big ones, Google. They're fighting the constitutionality of warrantless searches of their data. Now, by some measure, a judge has ordered them to give up the data, even though there's an ongoing struggle between if they should have warrants or they should not have warrants. It's great to know that companies are obstinate to this and taking an active role in not giving out users data without warrants, because I know that's a big thing for me, and I know it might happen, but still, I at least want to know that they got it through a legal measure, not a we want this, give it to us now, wah, all that fun stuff. And, you know, the government has this way of creating national security about everything and taking stuff down because it's of national security or national importance. Well, your national security and your national importance can have some loose ends that make it unconstitutional. So, hopefully that turns out and they'll be, you know, worked over for it and disciplined. Any questions, comments, concerns? No. Fine. I'll continue talking, presumably to myself. This one was interesting for all you guys who are into photography out there. Graphene. Oh, I'm saying that right. Graphene. Say that word for me. Right there. Graphene. Yes? No? Maybe. Okay. From Engadget. Graphene camera sensors said to be 1,000 times more sensitive to light. Cool. A lot of things out there, like cameras, of course, need to be very sensitive to light so they can take clear pictures. Like right now, I'm using the 5D Mark III from Canon to record this video. It, of course, has a sensor in it. I have the ISO boosted up to about 2,002 strong lights being beamed down onto me. And, well, maybe I wouldn't need these lights, or I wouldn't need to have the ISO bumped up so much if the sensor was more sensitive. I don't want to turn it up too much because then you get into grainy and stuff like that. But back to the article. It's kind of cool that we see that they're getting sensors that capture even more light. I mean, even more than CCDs or CMOSs. Excuse me. They're 1,000 times and use 10 times less energy. Now, I see these more maybe going on equipment for telescopes, so they can take pictures of the night sky, so they can be really sensitive to those lights and see the stars. That was one of the big things. When I went to Las Vegas for CES 2013, we went out in the middle of the desert and took some pictures. I mean, we literally went out to the middle of the desert. I mean, there was no light whatsoever. It's pitch black. You look up, stars. It was amazing. It was really cool, and I live in an urban area, so I get to see stars, but it's not like I get to see the sheer mass of stars you do when there's absolutely no light around. I wish I could do that again, and I will try, somehow to go out in the middle of nowhere and take pictures without any lights around. That's one of the hardest things to do, really, I think, is find a place above the lights or with no lights that you can take some awesome pictures without all that light pollution. So, sorry, I'm a big camera buff there, so I'm all over the place when it comes to that. So let me take a quick sip of something. Not sponsored by Subway. Moving on. From the Register. That is an interesting site that we don't see every day. From the Register. UN report says killer robots could fight war without end. I did this one in there just because it was about robots and fighting wars. I thought it was pretty funny. But what they're really talking about here is lethal autonomous robots, or LARs. Basically what they are, they're robots, again, that can fight wars without human intervention. So we could have a never-ending war if other countries who oppose other countries have these LARs. Well, they can start attacking in a never-ending war of we're going to attack you, robots attacking. It's going to become a giant video game. That's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like attack. You press a button and a robot attacks, and then the robots attack back. That's what I think. I mean, it's probably going to be a whole lot scarier than that, but I look on the brighter side. I look on the brighter side. I look on the brighter side of everything. I cannot talk today. I'm so sorry. There we go. Torrent Freak. Some of you guys may know about this website. not Torrent Freak, but the website we're about to talk to, Movie 2K. What is it? Well, it was a movie streaming site that recently, earlier this week, kind of poofed, disappeared. I mean, literally, it disappeared. There was no shutdown notice. There was no major press release. No nothing. Nobody knew what happened. It was just poof, gone. But what we're finding out now is that earlier this week, the Romanian government authorized this website to be taken down, and it was kind of weird because it was suddenly like redirecting to Google, then it was redirecting to localhost, and then it went just nothing. It didn't go anywhere. So we don't know right now if it was voluntary or it was rated. The DNS entries have changed so many times this week that nobody can keep up with it. But it seems like a new website, Movie 4K, has been put up, is in the Virgin Islands, and said to be the successor to Movie 2K or whatever. So I find it interesting again, and I kind of put this article in here to kind of really stress about what the extremes that people are going to take down websites that have torrents on them, and how much I don't think that they're taking away from big productions. I mean, I think it's frivolous. I think it's stupid. It's time not well spent taking down these torrent websites, because in the end, these companies still make huge amounts of money, still overpay their CEOs, all their executives. They're all overpaid no matter what. I mean, sure, I'd love a whole bunch of money, but when you're taking money away from people, that's just another debacle debate that I don't really want to get into. So, BBC UK, jeez, getting a lot of UK-based articles today, aren't we? Anyways, Megaupload wins access to data seized in police raid. So if you guys don't know, about, I guess a little over a year ago, Kim.com, that's his name. I mean, he had it legally changed, .com, stuff like that. He actually owns Kim.com, by the way. His company, called Megaupload, was raided, data taken, all with, well, I don't know if it was warrantless, but it was definitely not done by the constitutionality of, I guess it's New Zealand law. What were their servers based, New Zealand or the United States? Somewhere. Everything was taken over so quickly, and it wasn't done by the books, that Kim.com has won the access to all the data that was seized. So I don't know if that means user data, or if that means like log data, or whatever they've taken. He's accessed, or he now has access to all that information to help build his story. Because what he's doing right now is he's now going after, I don't know if he's going after the New Zealand government, but I know he's going after the United States government, fighting the constitutionality of what happened, and if the warrants were really warranted, stuff like that. So this might help him with his case. So let me check our time here. 22 minutes, still doing pretty good. Boy, genius report. Xbox One deal worth more than $3 billion for AMD. $3 billion. Anyways, so the Xbox One will be using AMD-based chips. We talked about this for the recap video. So, it's a lot of money for chips. I don't know how much the PlayStation is using the same type of chips as well. I don't know how much they're using. It really doesn't say in there, but they're both using AMD-based chips, and the Xbox One is a lifetime over the lifetime of the contract will be worth $3 billion. So it's not $3 billion up front and then they get more money. It's $3 billion over the lifetime. So that's a lot of money for a company to get from another company. Don't know why they didn't use Intel. So I guess that's not my decision. They're probably trying to stay cheap so they can keep the Xbox cheap, so it'll still work and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah. Okay, from this physics.org. Yes, phys.org. USSR's old domain name attracts cyber criminals. So I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to remember the USSR, formerly, or I guess now it's Russia. They had a domain name, which I think is RU. I think, maybe. Whatever their domain TLD is. TLD. TechLink Daily. Top level domain, stuff like that. Well, SU. So it was SU. Well, apparently it is now, it's still available to be registered, but now all the SU internet suffixes have been turned into a haven of internet hackers, traders, people who do hacking stuff. All the websites seem to be that are on that domain are hacking related, of websites that are trading user data that shouldn't have been traded, stuff like that. So people are trying to take them down, or take down or block the TLD for it. That's pretty interesting to see what has come of the Soviet Union's domain name, because that was around that time, if you guys didn't know. 2 more articles. Wow. I'm blasting through this. Okay. Moving on. Wired.com. Netflix wants Arrested Development Season 5. That's right. Arrested Development came out, Season 4, and apparently they want to renew for a Season 5. Arrested Development on Netflix has been a huge success because Netflix bought the rights to, Arrested Development. And they created Season 4, and I guess they want Season 5 now because it's being so successful. Again, I can't comment on exactly how I like the show because I haven't seen too much of it. I mean, I've seen the spotty episodes around, but I've never really watched it. I plan on watching it after I get finished up with The Office, which should be in the next couple of days, maybe starting this weekend. I can watch Arrested Development. So, for those of you who are Arrested Development fans, there you go. You can be happy. So, last article of the day, I think is pretty cool. Definitely for all you computer people out there. Let me start off by saying, behind me, I have 2 glorious 30-inch screens. They're 2560 by 1600, so they're pretty high resolution. They're large, but they're coming out with even larger screens. Not Dell, of course, because these are Dell monitors. You can see Dell over there, Dell. This is from Asus, or whatever you want to say. Asus will release a 4K 30.5-inch monitor in the US this June. So basically that with double the resolution. It's going to be run by DisplayPort to offer 4K resolution. So that's basically having 4 full 1080p movies running on the screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4 full 1080p. You'll be able to watch them. I don't know why anybody would want to watch 4 at the same time. If you buy a new computer with Intel's new built-in HD Graphics 5000, you'll be able to run it right off of the processor's onboard graphics processing. Although I always recommend doing a graphics card just to be safe, of course. It'll be pretty interesting, and it'll be kind of cool. 3840 by 2160, I believe, is the resolution. I guess this one is saying 31.5 inch, while the article says 30-inch. I guess they're off. It is model number PQ321. I just spit there. Sorry. Model number PQ321 is the number, and that will be coming out, I believe, late June. So late this month, you'll see a monitor like that. Maybe it's time for an upgrade, because these are pretty old. I mean, I think these are from 2011, 2010. So they're pretty kind of old. Still works great. And the camera turned off. The camera does that sometimes when it gets too hot. So let's press the start button. Hi. Hello. Hello. Can you see me? Oh, there we go. Hi. There you go. The joys of live television. Okay. There you go. Those are the articles for today. I think we're rounding out the time here. Yes. Yeah, about 28 minutes. I like to keep our episodes around 30 minutes long. I've got no hardware to share for you guys today, unfortunately. I've been pretty adamant on getting some stuff done before I head into that. But let's round out with any questions you guys have, so leave them down below in the YouTube comment page. And you can tweet me as well at Creighton or at LogicLounge. You can tweet us. We'll answer your questions. But let's get to our question of the day. What is your favorite movie or TV streaming service? Mine, of course, is Netflix, just because all the old TV shows I love to watch, even movies too. That is my streaming service of choice. What's yours? Could be Hulu, could be something else. I don't know. Netflix and Hulu are the only two that I really, really know. But if there's any others, let me know. That's your question of the day. If you'd like to submit links to us for future episodes on TechLink Daily, do that at our subreddit, reddit.com/r/TechLinkDaily. You can check that out and come to us with some articles. We'll, of course, give you credit. Follow us on our social media profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. Because it's Friday, let me remind you guys to subscribe to our email newsletter. That's right, lgic.co/newsletter. You can sign up, receive weekly recaps of our hottest tech news. And that does it for me. Any questions? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. Well then. I'm looking at myself right now. It's kind of weird. Let me look at the camera so I don't look weird. That about does it for me. And that about does it for everybody else. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, all that fun stuff. You can like us, share, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for coming by today. I think it's time to leave and do other stuff. So have a happy Friday. Have a happy weekend. Be sure to look out for our Let's Plays tomorrow. And we'll see you guys later. Bye!